Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers and the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, and today is video 2 of my design team project for Tanya over at Tatty Treasure and Nanine at Collage Type. We're going to be using a kit called Down the Rabbit Hole, which will be for sale on both websites, or Etsy shops actually, and it's going to be $5.78 for the kit and $2.57 for the add-on, and it's going to be a great deal because the kit is 64 pages total, 30 pages of ephemera, 34 pages for the kit. Now there's also horizontal pages for the bookmakers and vertical pages for us crazy manila folder makers. Now today we're going to finish the envelope stack, believe it or not. Quite a bit of it I'm going to do off camera, and we're going to do the back cover and page 1. If we have enough time, then I am going to try to squeeze in page 4, but we'll probably end up putting that in video 3. Okay, so this is our envelope stack. This is for the back cover. This is what we need for the back cover, and this is what we're going to use for page 1, and then page 4 is going to be a notepad and a belly band. So we can't get too fancy because we're going to run out of time. So let's work on our envelope stack here. Let's set this to the side. And then what we need to do is I've gone ahead and papered, and I papered these the same so it looked like a wall when you put the door on, and I marked where the door's going to be on this side because I'm not going to line it up with the very edge because it would, you know, impede opening the stack. Now we've got our magnet, and that holds the flap shut. But then I had to go in, and thank goodness I hadn't we hadn't papered this page yet, because I added a second magnet to help hold these pages in. So we're going to do it like we just did it before. You put the magnet on here, and then this magnet for that one to attach to, wrong order, isn't it, is on the back, just like we did on the cover. And then we did the pages, and then we did the magnet on the back. So refer to that if you don't remember how we did it with the magnet on the back. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to make some of these into pockets. Now, these first two I'm not going to make as pockets. What I'm going to do is add something to the back of them, and I'm going to do that off camera. You guys know how to make pockets, okay? This one I'll probably do a pocket, and then this one I'll probably do a vertical pocket or a tuck. All right, so now this one we're going to make a vertical pocket. So we're going to need to trim along just this very edge, especially where I kind of made the mistake and you can see the edge. And let me try to do that. It's so long. And we're just going to cut the very edge. All the way up. I went a little too far inside, so I'm going to have to do that all the way up. I should have put it on the paper trimmer, and I may still do that to straighten it up because I have a feeling it's not straight. It's so tall. Because I can feel the resistance of the paper. Okay, oh, that looks pretty straight. There's a little bit of a spot right there, but that opens this up into a pocket. Okay, and then I'm going to put a thumb hole on all of them. So let's go to the center Or to be different, on the long ones you could do it at the top or the bottom. That would be kind of fun. So on this, I've marked the halfway point. There was a little bump there and you couldn't see it, so I used a Sharpie. And the same for the center. There was a little bump there to show you where the center was, so I marked it. On most others, or all the other ones that I had, this is a 1 inch. They don't have that. So we have to measure to the line on both sides, and then look at your center and just estimate where your center is or mark it, and then you just punch the hole. Then you're going to have to re-ink this edge on both sides, especially if you cut in a little too far like I did. And then you're going to want to ink in here so it isn't white. Not too dark. It's a little dark. I didn't go down far enough. Hope you're not seeing the top of my head. You probably are. Well, good grief. There we go. And then we're going to ink the thumb hole. Okay. And then we're going to do that on the other long one. On the short ones, we're going to make top pockets. So let's go to a short one that's been papered. Oh, we already did this one, so I guess I don't have to show you because I showed you in the first video. I am going to have to ink this. You do it exactly the same way, only you do the top. I'm going to turn it around. I didn't realize we had done so many pockets already. It's going to go quicker than I thought, which is good, because we only have so many videos to get this done. And then we'll ink that up. And then ink the top just a little bit. Where we cut it off. Oh, you know what I forgot to do on this long one? I made a pocket, and this is a pocket here. Well, that way you can get at the card from both ways. That was a mistake on my part. I could just glue this together, and I probably will, and just make it look like there's something there, and then add a pocket. Sorry, I made that mistake. It's the same on this one. Don't make a thumb hole because you've got the long pocket here. I can't believe I did that. And then we've got Alice in the middle, and I'm not going to do anything to her. Alright, so I have to paper this one with the magnet, and I think I'm going to go ahead and trim this one before I'm making the, if I make this into a top pocket, I'm going to have trouble cutting into it, so and that's how thin of a line you should cut. Oh goodness. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Maybe that's why my cutting skills are not very good. And then I'll paper this right up to the edge, and then I'll make a thumb hole. Okay? That one looks just a smidge crooked, so I'm going to have to fix that. Yeah, you can see because it's a little wider in one spot. But this is all the amount that you need to trim off right here. Okay? So, let's put the door on. Which way is our magnet? like that. I actually wanted it the other way, but that's all right. So we're going to put the door on. Is that the way the magnet goes? Yep. Okay, so we're going to, so my marks need to come off because I marked this page. And the gluing should be the same. And we're just going to put it here, and we're going to have it stick out just a little bit. So on the back side, we're just going to glue to here, and then just enough, you know, we're going to hold it on. So let's glue it to here on the back. Can you see that mark? No. And we're going to put it even with the bottom. You know, with it being this way, we could put this corner, you know, where it goes out a little bit. There's a little notch there. We can put the bottom right here even with the bottom of the page, or the bottom of the pocket. Actually, I didn't want to do that. I want to move it down. So let's use this one since they're even. But remember, this part is going to stick out. We flipped it over. I papered the back. I think I remember saying that. And actually, we can do the glue the same, only on this side. We can glue down to here. And then we're going to glue a little bit lower than the mark that I had put on here. We just don't want to glue in the area where we are going to have the door stick up and stick down. So let's see if I can do this. Alright, it's going to be almost even on this side, but we still need to glue it. So let's see. So it's going to be about here, about where the X is. Down to the notch. That should be enough glue to hold it on. Get your dry wet wipe out in case you have to take some of this glue off at the top. And since we're not gluing the whole door on, we want to glue it pretty well. I mean, we're not, you know, gluing it exactly even. So let's glue our door on here. It's still a little high. Let's push it down some. You know, I feel like we should have done something longer here. Maybe I'll push the door down some more. That's better. Let's look at the back with the glue. Yeah, right across here. And then we'll use the glue eraser as well. Once we dry it off with the dry wet wipe, you just take a clean wet wipe and let it dry out. And then I'm going to have to erase that X there as well. A lot of times if you catch it in time, if you do this, it'll ball up into little balls and you can wipe it off, which is exactly what just happened here. Erase that little X. Let's see if I can get it with this. Okay, now let's see what we got here. I like it. Okay, and then you can go back with your these two front doors and put on the pockets, plus it's a top pocket. And then I made the mistake here. So let's go ahead and glue this shut. That was so silly of me. I can't believe I forgot. So let's glue this shut. Get the gunk off here first. I'm going to hold it closer to me so I can see and so you're not looking at the top of my head. So this is not going to be a full deep pocket. That's alright, you can use one of the cards instead of making your own. A lot of these you're going to have to make your own pocket. And then if you want to cover this, all you have to do is make a long tuck. Okay, if you want to cover that mistake that I made and you followed along with me. If you're watching the videos ahead of time, then you could do it either way. I actually liked the long way this way, and I totally forgot that that's what we had done on both of these. Okay, so you should be able to put the long cards in here, the big ones. I haven't cut this one. I accidentally cut down, but you could take one of these and poke the hole in the top, punch the hole in the top, and put it right in here, just like that. Okay, that's what I meant for the other one as well. Excuse me. Okay, so once you get done with that, let me set these cards back aside. And then you're going to have to measure for your cards for this. Let me see. Oh, and I'm going to cover this with the white roses paper to tie in the roses with the roses on the inside of the book. And I'm going to make the card out of this, which has the blue and the white roses. So we're going to do the height first. And you'll do this on the other short one as well, that you're going to make into a pocket. I'm going to make it shorter than this. And then we'll measure the width. I've got a big mess. I don't like working in a mess. If you want, you can go ahead and ink along here so that you already have the ink for wherever it is you put the thumb hole. But don't put the thumb hole, in fact, I think I'm going to do that lightly. Don't do it while it's laying on the, on here, or you'll end up with a line of ink along there. And then wait until you put the paper in, or paper on to make the thumb hole. You want the paper to be on. That way, actually I think we have to go in deeper. Remember, it was kind of deep. Okay. Looks a little messy, but it's where we need it to go. So I'm going to show you how to make this this card, and then you can use it to make the cards for the tall ones and for the short ones. Oh, you know what? This is not printed on the back. Let me put you on hold, and I'll print this on the back. Okay, I printed on the back with the graph paper, so that would give us a writing paper on the back. I'm going to cut it this high. We're probably going to have to make it a little bit shorter. This just gives us a good scrap for another writing card. You're going to have to decide which side you want to put in. I'm going to put in this side. Oh, that fits right in there. Okay. So let's mark it. We're going to put a thumb hole, so let's mark it right at the line, and then we'll cut just a smidge inside. Or, you know what, I'm going to cut it on the line. I'm going to end up taking a half hour on this. That's all right. And then since it's a card, and around the corners on it. Me and these corner rounders do not agree very well. And then you'll ink it. And then slide it in. And it actually goes in a little too far, but we'll put the thumb hole in after I paper it. I'll do that. Okay? So there's several things. Now, just so you know, these envelope stacks take a lot longer to make. I've done all kinds of paper trimming and cutting and everything off camera. And so since it was just paper cutting and trimming, that's why I did it off camera. But you just have to remember that you're going to have to set aside some time when you do one of these. Okay? So now let's, did I want to put this on the cover now? Yeah, because we're not gluing this to the book yet. So let's go ahead and glue this to the cover. You know what? You go ahead and glue it to the cover at this time. Be sure to leave your little border all the way around. I may have to trim this one page. Let me see. I just want to make sure it's straight, which it's not. There we go. Now it's straight. We have a lot of stuff going on. We almost could have made it a smidge taller as well. Okay, so now we can glue it on. Now that I've trimmed that page, so now we can glue it on. And now when you do things like this, you want to make sure your magnets don't line up because if they're not the same polarity to where this one sticks to this one, they'll repel each other and it will push your book pages apart. So we want to go ahead and glue this on here. Had this been our real cover, you know, of our book, we would have waited because it would have been impossible to work on this inside page with all these envelopes. And then also when you flip it, you know, another one. Now we're not going to need to put ties for the stack, so we can disregard these. However, if you don't use the magnets, then you're going to want to put a tie here and a tie here so that you can tie the stack shut. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this on. Is that door coming off? You know, it seems like the magnet isn't really holding it. I'm going to go ahead and put a ribbon on it. I've got, where did it go? I just had a big spool of black ribbon right here. Oh, here it is. Now watch when I undo this, it's crazy. Okay, so we're going to want to put the ribbon here. And then I'm going to glue it on, and I'll show you the little trick that I do. Let's glue it on. I'd rather have a tie and not need it than not have a tie and need it. We put all those magnets in, but by the time we put the paper in and everything, it looks like it's still going to be loose. Okay, then we flip it over and we make it as long as, yeah, see that? That's just not going to stay together. And then we flip it over. We're going to want it to go around. Then we need to tie it in the center. So we're going to want it this long, and then we can trim it. So I do that, and then I do this. Well, I could do it the same length, so forget my trick. It won't work on this envelope stack. Yeah, that's way too long. It looks a little crooked to me. So let's make this piece the same length. Nope, I want to make it longer because we're going to glue it. These are super long. I mean super long. So and then you want to do this one straight across. Try to do this one straight. You know, for some reason, I'm using my overhead webcam mic right now, and for some reason it seems to be picking up the noise from the computer fan just a little bit, even though it's quite far away. So if you hear a little bit of a noise, I apologize. So then we can tie this and make sure, oh look, that's just about right. I'll tie the envelope stack. That ended up being just right. And I tied the bow upside down. Of course, I'm terrible at tying bows. Okay. Now we're going to glue this to that. Probably should have left the bow open, but it'll be alright. You always want to decide if you need the tie before you glue it on. It's always a good plan. This is kind of heavy, so you want to make sure to use a lot of glue. Make sure you go over the ribbon and through the edge. Sorry. Bad Christmas song reference. Make sure you put it on the book right side up, or your front book. Let's get it centered. That's why I put that extra glue on the corners. Let's make sure it's straight. This is going to be cool. And then the whole thing opens like this. And then this will be glued onto the front of the book. Okay? Alright. So now we're going to move on to the back cover of the book itself. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put the ties on. This roll is big. I actually have a bigger one of white. I accidentally ordered this ginormous roll. So let's put it up here where it belongs. Now we're just going to tie the book with this one. We're going to have two ribbons. We're going to have one on the side and one on the front. Yeah, and that lines up. You want to make sure it lines up. And we're going to do this one the same as we did the other one. This one won't be holding as much together. Well, it might. I cut a slice in this so I can feed the ribbon through and it holds the end. I'm going to put another one on this side. Let's glue this one on. I'm going to fill my glue bottle on the next break. So we're going to put the envelope stack here so we don't have to worry about it. It's driving me nuts. My hands are so cold. Then we're going to put the cover on the back. Now, when I did this, I did it so that the, because it's the vertical page, I mean a horizontal page, and so it's got that brown around the edges, and so the brown, when you cut the page in half, I mean it's a vertical page that could be used horizontally because of the direction of the pattern, and so you want to put it where that darker edge is along here where the ribbon is. Okay, I've already inked it, so all we have to do is glue it on. Now, you could put a pocket on the back if you want. I may end up doing that across the bottom, a pretty good sized one, so that whatever's in there doesn't slide out. You know, a taller pocket. That would be kind of nice on the back. You want to make sure your roses are right side up. Now, I used, accidentally, when I redid this, like I said I was going to, and I used a centerfold one, or center tab one, instead of a, I think I can fit it. Okay, good. I was going to say, I thought I was going to have to trim a little notch, but I'm not going to have to. I think I can fit it in. And then I don't have to trim out that little notch on the piece of paper. I got it to where it fits right on there. Okay, so that's the back cover. So now on to page 1. I numbered them. 1, 2, 3, 4, back cover, front cover. So we're going to do page 1. The reason we did the ribbons ahead of time was so that we could put the back cover on, because that was something easy that we could fit into this video. Okay, this is all page 1. We're not going to glue and do a lot of ephemera on video just because we don't have a whole lot of time, but we are on this page. Let's glue our paper on. And put that paper clip back on there. I just took one off and put one on. It was crazy. It's just crazy. So now let's move this out of the way so we don't get glue or anything on it. So we're gonna, yep, nothing's going under that page. There's no pockets or anything that are going to be going underneath the page to, you know, hook around. So we can go ahead and glue this page on. Looks like we are going to get to page 4. Make sure you ink your pages. We're not inking the folder, but we are lightly inking the pages. This one I feel is directional. Oh, plus the brown. I cut this from a vertical page. Maybe the other half of the back cover. No, it isn't. Otherwise the brown would be on this side. Now I am going to have to cut a notch out on here. Otherwise I'm going to glue my pocket shut. Or make sure to not have glue in this corner. So glue our pocket shut. I'm going to just glue it up to here. And if I was going to notch it out, I should have done it before. Or, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to glue the pocket shut over here and make it narrower. Another mistake that you should not repeat. Now on this page, we're going to put this long pocket that's in the kit. I guess it would be nice if I got the pocket out and not the card, huh? Now, this one has the little gusset. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut it out like this. Then you're going to score these three sides, and you're going to fold them under. Then you're going to ink here, 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 and the long side. Okay? Now, I feel like the text is right side up when it faces the left. It's just me. So I'm going to put, no, the 3 will be upside down then, so it does go this way. I'm going to put the long pocket along here, and it's going to leave quite a bit of empty space, so we're going to put some ephemera on the page, on this page. You're going to want to glue all 3 sides of the folded sides. Then we're going to center it on the page and put it right up along the edge. Make sure all 3 sides are folded under. And you'll see this makes a little bit deeper pocket. So, in order for everything not to come out, we have to kind of stuff it. But first, I'm going to take this off. This is driving me nuts. Now you can see the mark. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put this in here. We're going to put this in here, and we may have to, yeah, we're going to have to put another card in there too. I probably should have left it a flat pocket. You know, I have enough time. I'm just going to cut it along the brown line. Apparently I'm getting messaged. You can hear that in the background. I still have the same friend who has a husband in the hospital. So as soon as we put this pocket on, I'm going to put you on hold. And then we'll finish this up. So now we want to glue it on 3 sides. We want the 3 to be right side up. So we don't want to glue on this side. And that'll make the pocket tighter. And everything won't fall out. In a book it would be different. You would be able to stuff it more. But we have to worry about thickness. Oops. Got a little carried away with the glue right there. So we're going to put it back on. Looks like I'm going to have to ink the ends just a smidge. Alright, trimmed the edge off there. Just put it right back where it was. And then now watch, when we put the cards in, then they stay. Of course, now since there's glue there, this card may be a little big. So we can always trim it down. We can cut part of the bottom off all the way to where the curve starts, where I rounded the pockets. And then that'll make it short enough to where it'll fit nicely, to where it will play nice. And then that means I'm going to have to ink the bottom again. Okay. And now it'll fit in there just fine. And so will this, but we want to make sure the pocket dries first because we do not want to glue the card into the pocket. Okay, so we'll just set these to the side. Paper clip them. And now over here, I'd like to put the king, the queen, and the rabbit. So I'm going to start, I think, by putting the rabbit in the center. Let me mark the center on this one. Everything's crash banging around. Nothing is where it should be. Measure the height on, or measure the width on the paper. I mean the center. And then go back where you think you're going to put the bunny. Make a little pencil mark. Now you know where your center is, so you can put your bunny in the center. Nope. We're going to have to start a new video, so let me put you on pause. Okay, while I was on break here, I decided not to put them in a row down here. I thought that would be too much. So I think what we're going to do is just put the queen here and have her stick out a little bit. And let's just flip her this way. And mark here for the glue. We'll make a glue line down there. The reason I didn't flip her over is because the line would be on the wrong side. Alright, so let's put a line of glue there. The rabbit's not glued down yet. Oh, I meant to fill my glue. And then this will be the end of this video. We ran really long because of the envelope stack. And so, you know, if we put her over, we could make a little tuck. Let's put her over here. And then that will make a little tuck. You can tuck something in the top or even in the side and have it stick out over the cards, and that would give you another layer. Okay? So we'll put that in there. And if you don't put it out of the way and put a ribbon on it, then that will fill the page up more. And then we'll put him, or this card here. Yep. You can see the Cheshire Cat. Well, let's glue the bunny on before he flies away. Forgot about the bunny. Or the March Hare. I'm going to put enough glue on him that I can smoosh him around and move him around a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put him right over this leaf. Or these leaves. Look at that. Straight on the first try. Alright, I'm not going to touch him now because I don't want to accidentally turn him because I put that much glue on him. Okay, so we completed our envelope stack except for the stuff we're going to do off camera, which is a bunch of cards. Okay, we glued it onto our card that we're going to put on the front, that we may need to put a tab on the inside, some sort of a something so people know it opens. I just thought of that. If you have a something that you can just glue on this side, you could make a decorative rectangle printed on both sides, and then have it, you know, kind of stick out, and have it stick out to where the ribbon, you know what I mean? Well, it doesn't matter because the ribbon is underneath. So you could put it in the center. I think that would be a good idea so people know that it opens. Okay? Just an afterthought that I just had. And then we did the back cover. Alright. I think I will put a pocket on. I'll do that off camera. Everybody knows how to just glue a big pocket on. And then in the next video, we'll do, we'll try to do 2, 3, and 4 and make it into a 3 video series, and then video 4 will be a flip through, or we will do 2 and part of 3, and we'll finish 3 and do 4 in the last video. I've actually got page 4 all ready to go, so we'll probably start with 4 and then go back to 2. Okay, so that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be a second for you and a day for me, and actually a day for you too, because all 4 of these videos are being published in a row, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.